And welcome back to the Ticats CFL Draft Show powered by TELUS. We're going to bring in the CFL.ca's Chris O'Leary, and I will, before we bring him on, as we try to get him on here, I will let you know that the sixth and final round of the CFL Draft is underway. Ethan Maconzo out of Montreal was selected by Montreal. The Argos with the 47th pick have taken Joshua Haggerty. Shea Weeks was selected by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers out of Manitoba, and Matthew Dirk selected 49th overall by the Ottawa Redblacks out of Delaware State. And as I say that, Keenan Clark was selected 50th overall by Cornell at DB out of the Big Red. Cornell, Big Red. The only reason I know that is The Office. Chris O'Leary writes for CFL.ca, and he might have known something was up because earlier this week he had a very, very good piece on who the Hamilton Ticats selected first overall in Jake Burt. And Chris, what did you know? What did you know at the time? A very in-depth article that came in handy when I found out who the Ticats were taking.
I guess very in-depth, but I think as always, I knew very little. I think it was a case of good luck. I was very happy to see Jake Burt go first overall, just to have that story ready to go and fire out that when he went there. I think that, there was some speculation when we heard that he was a late entrant into the draft, that it could be like an Alex Singleton situation that, it may be a later first round pick or something like that. But, I think my expectation after listening to Dwayne Ford and Marshall Ferguson on their pre-draft call last week was second round at earliest. And to me, it just seemed a little bit impossible or improbable in a way that, that somebody would come in so late. I think it was maybe a little less or more than 3 weeks that he was included in the draft pool. And then, I think he told me he spoke with 8 out of the 9 teams in that time. Clearly made a great impression on the Ticats, and 3 weeks is so minuscule in terms of evaluating and when teams are doing their draft boards. But to just have that kind of impact to push everybody else down on the draft board and the Ticats to take him, it says a lot. But I will say he interviews very well. He's a really interesting prospect.
Yeah, I've talked to him twice tonight already, and definitely certain to be a fan favorite here with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And I guess kind of the way the draft has gone, you mentioned Dwayne Ford and Marshall Ferguson. I mean, they're the prognosticators. We'll let them do their job in terms of, because I want to look at big picture. I mean, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, they kind of had a need, and that was a national receiver. Some depth, Canadian depth on defense in the middle at linebacker, special teams. So, I mean, when you look at what the Ticats did, especially in that first round, they had a need, they had some needs, and they addressed it. So a good team got even better heading into 2021.
I think so. And we keep hearing about the 2020 rookies, who I feel like you almost forget about, because a year ago we were talking about these guys and hoping that we'd see them on the field. So you're going to have 2 rookie classes coming in, competing against each other, which will only make the team better. And like you said, with the Ticats, a team that's was so close to the Grey Cup in 2019, obviously hosting in November, trying to end that long, painful Grey Cup streak. Sorry, Ticats fans. But trying to end that at home would be the storybook ending. This is a team that's, I think, very close to doing that. And, I think you look at this roster on paper, and they, like you said, they have a lot of needs met already. And I think when you're in that position, especially in a draft year like this one, similar to last year, which is a little bit weird because you don't have all of the evaluation tools that you'd like to have, and that you've, especially these evaluators, have grown accustomed to through their entire careers. When you're in these kind of odd circumstances, I think you can be a little creative, and especially when you're a team like the Ticats, you can draft from a position of strength in a sense that there aren't glaring needs, and you can go for the players that intrigue you in the later rounds. You can take a chance on a tight end that wasn't on the radar 3 weeks ago. And I think it's exciting. I'm excited to see what this team does with Jake Burt, and just because I think about Nikola Kalinic a lot, and I think a guy that's a similar body type, and they've used him on both sides of the ball. The Ticats as a coaching staff, I think, are very, very creative, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this guy, who told me that he's super comfortable wearing however many hats you want to throw at him, and just seems open to anything, and just wants to win and help the team get better.
Chris, very, very much appreciate it. It's a busy night. I wish we had a little more time, but it's live TV, so I guess that's what happens. So thank you for staying up. I know the draft's just about ending. I'm sure your work's just beginning. So thanks for doing this, Chris.
Start of a long night. Have a good one.
About to say, thanks for doing this, Chris O'Leary. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Glenn Suter from the CFL and TSN is going to be our guest. This is the Ticats CFL Draft Show presented by TELUS.